Welcome back to MongoDB TV Live. We're here at the Java Center in New York City. We have another amazing guest, two guests this time. We have Julia Oppenheim and Jarouche from MongoDB. Say hi. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Amazing.
thanks for having us.
Amazing. Thank you. So what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about our suite of intelligent developer experiences across some of our developer tools.
Nice. And what is an intelligent developer experience?
Do you want to take it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Intelligent developer experiences, the idea behind this is really meeting our developers where they are. It's how do we make the developer experience as simple as possible, as seamless as possible. In this case, we're using AI to do that in a few of our tools. So through, as Julia will show you, a second, Relational Migrator, Compass, and in Charts.
Yes. The intelligent part is the AI.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. So we had some amazing announcements today, and we have this AIs in all of our tools basically now. So Relational Migrator, Compass, and Charts. We have a demo. We love show and tell because it's much easier to show you something than to just talk about it, right? So let's maybe just go ahead and jump into the demo. Let me get that prepared, and we'll first take a look at Relational Migrator.
Yeah, and while you're setting it up, I can give a little bit of background. So Relational Migrator helps us modernize legacy apps. And one of the key tasks that people have to do when they do that is convert their SQL queries to MongoDB's query language. What our intelligent experience does is it does that conversion for you. So we can take a look and see how that goes.
And for those who don't know what Relational Migrator is, let's just take a step back from that. So how do you migrate from a relational database to MongoDB? And Relational Migrator helps you because you don't want to go directly from tables to directly into a MongoDB. Like the way that you model your data is totally different, right?
Exactly.
So this is going to help you get to that, and then you're going to need to convert SQL queries to MongoDB queries. So that's where we're at today. How can this help with that?
Exactly. Yeah. And the setup that we're using is, say I have a kind of shipping company for food and beverages. It's been on some legacy relational system, and I've been migrating it to MongoDB. So what you see right now is just that mapping. And then in the demo, I'll show how the feature actually works.
Okay, let's go into the demo.
Cool. So I want to go to the code generation section and click on our query converter, which is what it's called. This was my old one, which I had saved, but I'm going to create a new one. I'm pasting the query. It's a SQL query to find the count of shipped orders per customer. I selected the language that I want to see this in, which was JavaScript, and it converted the query for me. When I'm done, I just save the query so I can access it later, and it's literally that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have your query, your SQL query that has been converted to a MongoDB query in such a short time.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Amazing. And then, so from there, we can go to Compass, which has another experience. So let's go to Compass here.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Compass is our official MongoDB GUI. It's great for exploring data, writing queries, all of that stuff. Here, Relational Migrator just gives you the converted query. In Compass, you can get the generated query from natural language, and then you can peruse the results. So we can probably click on this and just go through a scenario.
Cool.
If I want to write an aggregation, say look for the number of orders per city per country, which is a little bit complicated. It would be a few aggregation stages. I can just type that in English. I actually was more descriptive in this demo, I think, than I needed to be. It's quite long looking at it. But once I'm ready, I can hit generate, and it will create the aggregation for me. And Compass's aggregation pipeline builder makes it easy to check your results and see how the data is transforming at each stage of the journey, which is just a feature of Compass anyway. I think the key piece here is that I didn't have to write the query myself, which is really nice.
Who remembers every aggregation stage possible and how to fill it out properly? This is amazing. And so you can then go to each stage, see what that output is going to be, and then go from there. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat, right, that we have to say about all this AI-generated content. Double check it, make sure that it works before you actually put it into production or anything like that.
Exactly, and that's why we don't execute the query for you automatically in Compass. We want you to check it out, But I will say a lot of people are very happy with this. We announced our general availability of this feature today.
Yes.
So feeling pretty good, but yes, still check your work.
Yes.
So AI is a little unpredictable.
Right. It can still hallucinate a little bit, although we've tried our best to keep it from doing that.
Yeah.
And then from there, we can take a look at charts, which is another tool that has some AI built into it.
Yeah. So for charts, we'll get an actual analytical chart from this. And in this case, I don't want to look at all of the countries and cities because that would be overwhelming. I just want to look at the breakdown of count of order per city in Spain. And the really nice thing is that I don't know which cities in Spain are available. I just said cities in Spain and it will tell me which cities are included in the data set. And in this case, I think it's Seville, Madrid, and Barcelona, which all seem like cities in Spain to me.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, so it was really easy to make this chart. I saved it as part of my dashboard. Yeah.
Amazing. What type of charts can be created?
It's a lot of different chart types. All the chart types that you can build out in classic mode are available now in the public preview for charts, which for natural language mode, which we just announced today.
Nice.
You could do all sorts of filtering, binning, sorting through your natural language prompts. The coolest thing, and if the demo went further, if we had more time for it, is that you can pull this chart right back into classic mode and do all that you need to do, or that you would have been able to do before the existence of natural language mode. I think these AI experiences make it really easy to get your foot in the door, really easy to get started. There's some simpler things so that you can get as sophisticated as you can.
Nice. And it's amazing. Let's, so I think that's all of the demo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about these tools. What else can we talk about Relational Migrator specifically? When we how when we're going from SQL to the document database to a MongoDB query, how intricate can it get?
So it's definitely a complex problem. I will say that. The thing that's a little different is when you have a SQL database, you also, and you're converting it to a MongoDB query, you're not just thinking about the query itself.
Yeah.
You're thinking about how the data is related.
Yeah.
And I know with Relational Migrator, we've actually put in a lot of work to considering those relationships when we generate the MongoDB query. So if you have a join, we'll consider kind of project or lookup in MongoDB, which is more than you would get out of the box from ChatGPT.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, because it has that context, because you've already given it your relational your relational schema, basically, right? And it knows how it's going to map in MongoDB. So then it's not going to be a one-to-one SQL query to MongoDB query, because it's not querying those same tables, that same structure, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So I've seen quite a few, actually, or a couple of SQL to MongoDB converters or different types of converters, but they're all one-to-one. And that's, I think, the differentiator here is that it knows the new schema, the schema, right?
Yeah.
So the experience of moving on to Compass, the experience in Compass is now GA?
Yeah,
Nice.
It is.
Amazing. And tell us a little bit about that, going from the public preview to GA. What was that road like? What does that road look like?
Yeah, so part of it was that when we released this in public beta a few months ago, AI still felt very new and we weren't sure how it would do, to be honest, which is why we released it in public beta. But since then, tens of thousands of users have tried this. They've submitted hundreds of thousands of prompts, and feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. We know that there are still places where we could improve, and our dedication to this doesn't end with the GA announcement. We're always going to be looking at new models or ways to tweak the prompt. But yeah, it's been lots of new things to consider, I will say.
Amazing. Any, so of course, try these out for sure. Give us feedback so that we can continue improving these products, obviously. But let us know what you think. Give them a try. There are links in the video description to give all of these a try. So again, appreciate your feedback and thank you all for joining. Any last words before we go?
As far as developer productivity is still a key part of the MongoDB mission. I think you saw Dave and Seer talk a lot about AI in Keynote. Part of the mission is to be able to help developers build AI applications in the most seamless way possible. But it's also our responsibility to make sure that we're also using AI to make sure developers are as productive as possible.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, to that end, please try our tools. We want to make you more productive.
Try them out.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing. Thank you. All right. So that is it for this one again. Thank you all for joining. We'll be back after a short break with our next guest.